Hi, Dav here, and today we have a new episode in the art review series, and today we'll be checking out the work of Shen Shippy. I found this artist via Instagram, and they do have a nice style because it's a mix of inked work, and then in the end they finish it off with a pencil type of rendering, so it has a graphite look as well. I do believe they have like a comic, but you know, I don't usually read comics or doujins. I just like the images for the artwork. So, but if you're interested, I do recommend you check out their page, which I will be linking in the description below. But I have seen other artists do this, where they do sketch or ink, or they'll obviously sketch first, but they go for an inked approach in the beginning, and then, or it looks inked anyway, meaning super dark strokes. But after that, to sort of finish things off, they will render some parts. And by render, I mean they're going to add some value or suggest some value. But in this case, it's going to be just all in grayscale and with some texture. It is a very pencil, charcoal-esque kind of texture. Some parts are kind of left open, kind of like the skin areas here, but I do like the combo. So we have an office lady here. They do have a little bit of a background, just to help make the character pop out even more. Here we have a women's military uniforms. I do like it. Now the coat is very fashion-esque with the fur. Well, it can be military, I guess, depending on the climate. So if you're in a colder environment, kind of makes sense. But I like how the thighs are exposed. The boots, oh my god, do make sense, but the thighs being exposed, I mean, you know, it's for the culture. It just looks good. And she's kind of thick. You know, she's not kind of petite or fragile. I mean, she is in the military, so you do expect a little bit more like thickness or muscle in there. So interesting. Zooming out, or even in the zoomed out version, I do see like dash-like effects in the sort of mini background, right? Maybe they're using like a rake brush for this, perhaps. But even within, like, for example, the coat, the boots, it's a kind of hatching style that's quite spaced. Like, you can see the gaps in between, and they're kind of noticeable, and the strokes themselves are kind of thick. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Line Decker, like the way they do their hatching. Look at how dark this is, right? And some values in between, some grayscale values. I think it's a good look. Super rendered for like the clothing, and then for the body, very minimal. So if everything was rendered, including the skin, it's not wrong, but I think by doing it this way, you're creating like automatic contrast, and also you're saving time. You don't have to render everything, right? Pretty cool. I like how they decided to make the legs pop out even more by rendering the insides of this, like, is it a robe, a coat? Pretty cool. And look at the rendering for the muscles for the legs. It's so like light. It's almost like they're using a smudge tool. Or you know that traditional like stump? I think it's called a stump. When they're rendering with pencils, or trying to blend with pencils, or tortillon. I'm not sure what the proper term is, but I do like how the belly sometimes sticks out, especially with the skin tight clothing. It kind of reminds me of an artist, or it's from a manga or anime, One Punch Man. The one in green, because I think they're sisters. The younger one is actually the most mature looking one, or larger one. She's the larger or taller one, and I often see the rendering of the belly kind of in this way, where is wearing skin tight clothing, kind of like this, but you can see even the flat abs as well. I think it's really cool. And again, you can still see in this view that sort of spaced out hatching going around the form. Even this darker set of values here, look at the hatch lines. It's kind of thick too. It's almost like a charcoal rendering combined with like an inked look. I like the leggings. It looks really real. The way it's rendered, it has a realistic touch, but the body is in the face is very anime-esque. So that combo is very interesting, and it stands out. Even like are these called like frills or something? Pretty cool. Even the highlights for the shoes, so that's so nice. Oh. Wayo Sechi, not sure who that is. Right. And they don't render everything. Look at how in some part, for example, this robe again, or in the sides, they're using like a noise splatter brush almost, or maybe it's an airbrush with like a noise texture. It's super light. Most of the energy is in the lower half, the dress and the shoes. I think it's Riren. It says it right here. Well, obviously even the face itself, because this is from that episode where I think it's episode 10, right? Or episode 12. It was a very memorable episode because in the end, it was also like a call to Stark's past, and which is kind of sad, but very beautiful. I did cry in that episode, in the last part, but I think this is Frieren in that bedroom scene when she was talking with what's her name again? The purple-haired girl. Oh my god. Frieren does have a bit of a perviness to her, and I think she does. I do appreciate the feet sort of focus here. We're basically seeing Frieren from the floor, right? Or beyond the floor. And she has like this potion where if you drink it or dab it on someone, the clothing disappears. So I do like that. I think they captured the facial expression pretty well. Now this one, the rendering is mainly in the insides of that dress, but also the sort of potion thing, but that's it. This one feels very comic-esque, very focused on the contour lines, a little bit of like noise texture in the bottom, but that's it. This one is heavy with the charcoal, super dark kind of look. Boyish. She is kind of boyish, right? The boots. The rendering of the fabric, the drapery or the clothing looks really good. I like how in the edge they set the jacket or bag a little bit back by adding a bit of like a white noise in this area to help separate these pants from the bag, and it's repeated again behind the bag to separate this shoulder from the bag. And I think you need this, especially if things are getting a bit too heavy or dark. You need to sort of you need to chunk out your priorities, right? Because if everything is it kind of makes sense, for example, the belly and the shirt, because the contrast is already so obvious, right? The skin is light and then you have the clothing which is dark, so you don't need any of this. But if it's all dark, the bag, the pants, the shoulder thing, you need something in between to separate it, because if it's all black, it's not gonna, it's very possible for it to be confusing. So it just helps it, like it's easier to read that way. For example, this part over here, it helps that you have like this lighter value in the edge, because without that, it's gonna, like, you don't know where it ends or where it begins, right? And again, even in the shadow area, look at how the hatching is still obvious. Very thick strokes, the spacing between is very obvious, or it's just as thick as the actual strokes. Pretty cool. Halloween, interesting. Lots of eyes. Very thick thighs, I like the feet. Now in this case, the background thing, they did decide to render it or add some blacks in there. Pretty cool. Yeah, they're very good with the clothing. And look at how everything here is black, but they're simply adding in the... I think their technique for this one is adding the black first, the black silhouette, and then they'll paint in the lights. I think that's the easier approach. Pretty cool. Look at how it becomes so volume centric the moment you add some values, and it's not even that super diverse. or the range isn't even that high. It's pretty high contrast, but just a little bit. Is it high con? Maybe not too much, but just by adding those bits of lines for like the folds and stuff like that, it makes it more 3D, like it has volume. And then compare the actual dress to like the face, the hair, the arms, and even like this sort of sweater thing. I mean, it kind of still makes sense, but the dress is definitely more volume centric. I like the eyes too, the way it's rendered or drawn. Very aesthetic. Now this one is a bit different. It's not very pencil-esque. It's like a typical comic manga way of rendering with inks. However, in the background, they used more texture. Very interesting. And again, adding the whites here at the edge to help separate the pants or the legs from the hair. Look at that. I like the legs, very muscle heavy. The hair, we're going back to like the pencil look. Interesting. The hair in the background or this part, it's all just one value, one shape. And then in the edge, you have like the sort of noise effect. But in the body, in the dress, that's where you see most of that more charcoal, graphite kind of look. And again, the dash-like sort of rendering, hatching. Sometimes it does swerve, or it's more curvy when it comes to the strokes, but right, I like it. It's a good mix. Okay, here we have a guy. Yeah, I prefer the girls more. Oh, it's from the K-pop Demon Hunter. I'm guessing the main Jinu. Samida. Oh, I love the rake brushes in the back. Very brushy, very like energetic. Look at them fade. Who this? I'm guessing she's sitting on a chair or a couch because her hair is sort of hanging onto something or being pinned. I like how the background is like a sky. And adding like these effects where your lines kind of shoot or go beyond the cross point, it kind of makes it look artsy. There's another artist that does that a lot in their work. Evan Lee, EVAN space LEE. Even if their piece is like super rendered, super colored, painted, rendered, they like adding these lines in the end, and I do see the appeal of it. And yeah, now this is more typically manga rendered. I mean, the hair is it has that noise texture a little bit, but it's not that heavy compared to what we've seen so far. Or a nice belly. Look at that one. Gaomon. Oh, this could be like a repeat. This one reminds me a little bit of Mikamuse. I think we'll review their artwork in the past. Look at the hatching of those legs. Pretty cool. Some of these may be manually done, but I think maybe they're using some rake brushes here and there to make the hatching process a lot faster. I do like how manga pages or doujin pages look, especially when it has a little bit of grayscale rendering. I mean, black and white works just as well, but having some halftones or basically gray values in between, even though there's no color, it just adds a bit of that extra bit of volume. I think it does something. Nice armor. I'm ignoring the elephant in the room. Look at him. I think it's him staring at the... Whoa! Step the frick back. It's like a dragon or a... Because you can tell with the scales. The long nails. Very pretty. I mean, look at how some airs... It's just white. Empty space. Some shadows. But that's it. But it's super like light. It's a very light gray. Wow. Oh, I think it's my dress-up darling. I forgot her name. And we have like the cheapy version of the guy. Come on. I've seen this hatching style. I think it's a stamp tool or something, or a custom brush in Clips to paint. So cute. Look at how it's just hanging onto the tit. Oh, I found a couple of pages from their manga. Dude, I'm not even sure if it's like Chinese or Japanese. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. But it seems like they have a story to tell. So I'm not sure if they have an English version. But to me, but the looks of it, they can tell narrative or sequential art. I'm not sure if it's a webtoon or a manga. But it's a comic. What is it? It's a comic. So they're very good with like the storytelling, the composition. I mean, drawings like these, to me, this is enough. But I do respect artists who can do this, but also tell stories. Meaning they do the storyboards, they plan things out, and each page is like it's not just one drawing. Like one drawing just serves as one shot, as one part, as one step to like a larger story. To me, it's super impressive if you can do something like that. Oh, I think we looped and we're back to like the first image. So yeah, I do recommend to check out this artist. There's a lot more artwork in their page. I think I did find them via Instagram, so I will link their page again in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me find my favorite one. I mean, Freeman is okay because I like the feet, but this one is just the boyish. Look at that. Anyway, so yeah, I will link this page again, or their page, in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.